Clap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up. Pop you a nice bottle. I don't care if it's Monday morning. Get you a nice dinner tonight. Wagyu steak for all I care. Order the finest, most expensive on the menu. The New Orleans Pelicans season from hell is over. Now we have to do a final deep dive and really break down what the hell went wrong. So before I cue my music, like I said, go order your nice little dinner. Go celebrate tonight, man, because it's over. Boom!
This is the Pelican Scoop with Jordan Kitchens, breaking down everything under the sun about your New Orleans Pelicans. Smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay on top of your Pels content. Now, running point, here's Jordan.
What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of the Pelican Scoop. I am your host with the most, Jordan Kitchens, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Before we get this episode started, before I start cracking jokes and all that, let's have a moment of silence for former LSU wide receiver Kyron Lacy, who passed away. You know, if you want to do some more research on it, I'm not going to really break that down, but let's have a little moment of silence for him. And also, let's have a moment of silence for all the Pelican fans that had to endure this season and actually spend money on this product. Because I no money spent, so I can't complain too much. But there's people that, you know, using their paychecks and bringing their families to try and have a good time, and that's the product that the team gave you. So let's have a moment of silence real quick. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you. So, guys, the Pelicans in their 2024 and 2025 campaign at 21-61. Ultimately, the season from hell. I mean, matter of fact, let me just name the names that played the last game of the season for you guys. So yesterday they ended the season against the Oklahoma City Thunder, number 1 seed. OKC pretty much rested everybody that really means something. They played their G League guys. The Pelicans, on the other hand, are a G League team at the moment because they've been absolutely decimated by injuries from the opening tip to the final tip. So these are the guys that played yesterday: Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Antonio Reeves, Lester Quinones, Keon Brooks, Jamal Cain, Alvarado, Alfred Payton, Kyler Kelly. Those are the guys that you're ending the season with. From ultimate disaster. I mean, where do you want to begin? From the first game where DeJounte breaks his hand, or when Zion had the mysterious illness or whatever he had, just doctor's orders not to play in the first game of the year. I mean, it's just been turmoil after turmoil from the Brandon Ingram saga with him turning Brandon Ingram has the worst ankle sprain in the history of ankle sprains because this man hasn't yet to play a lick of basketball since he turned his ankle on the Pelicans. Man, I know people want to look at, well, the Raptors, they're tanking, whatever. Okay, man, the man has the worst ankle sprain in history. I still feel like they mismanaged that from the fullest extent. So now that the season is over, let's just review some team statistics that the Pelicans had this year. So they were 25th in scoring this year. They were 24th in field goal percentage. They were 24th in three-point percentage. They were 27th in free throw percentage. They were 19th in assists. Shout out to Alfred Payton. They were 21st in turnovers. Oh, but the defense is even worse. They were opposing points per game that the other team scored on them. They were 26. Holding opposing field goal percentage, they were 29th. Almost dead last. The three-point percentage by the opposing team, 21st. Blocks, they were 10th in blocks. Yves Missi, hell of a job this season. Steals, they were 8th in steals, so see a little bit, you know, it wasn't too bad, but the biggest one, they're 20th in rebounding. I thought they were going to be way worse in rebounding. They actually found a way to kind of mend it all together towards the end, but that does not matter because the way that these guys ended the season, I mean, damn near a 40-point loss. Well, it was damn near, yeah, it was a 40-point loss against the Heat. You know, you get blown out by the Thunder, you kind of try to make the score cute, but this is what it really gets bad at. It gets bad in the sense that this is about to be year 7. We're about to go in year 7 of the Zion Griffin era. And you have nothing to show for it. That's where it gets bad. At the end of the day, regardless of how you want to chalk it up, like, oh, they were tanking and trying to lose. No, this team is not in a situation where they're trying to lose. You don't have this handful of 19 and 20-year-olds, you know, that are trying to figure it out. Like, you have guys that are starting to, you know, get their second contracts in the NBA, like really trying to find a way in the league. And you're on this clock, but your timelines don't match up. And I said it, and I ultimately believe that next season coming up is the most important. It will be the most important. This will determine, well, it all depends, though, if Griff and Willie Green get let go. I don't know. I mean, you're hearing it. I don't know. All right. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, I can guarantee, because dealing with this organization, especially with the NBA, you can't guarantee a damn thing, because nobody would have told you Luka Doncic would have got traded. Nobody. No, there's no guarantees in the world of the National Basketball Association, but it's been a lot of clamorings that Griff is on a hot seat, that Willie potentially could be gone, or that one of them, the other, whatever. They might be playing musical chairs, one stay, one go, whatever. I don't know. I think you need to cut the infection out and remove the whole leg or whatever. Remove it. Remove it. Okay? Before the infection's already spreading to the body, it needs to be removed. Both of them. They both need to be removed. All right? I'm handing both of them their pink slips today. See ya. All right? Shake your hands. Appreciate you. See ya. Don't let the door hit you in the back. Don't let your door hit you in the back. Get the hell up out of my organization. But trust me, when it does happen, y'all gonna see my pretty face. I'm gonna be there like, I'm gonna be there. But let's focus on the matter at hand. So the matter at hand is we're gonna talk about the mismanagement of assets. David Griffin has gone through the Anthony Davis trade. He has emptied that war chest. You gotta blow the dust on it. It's gone. War chest is gone. All gone. I think Eve Meese was like the last piece. You have nothing to show for it. Dyson Daniels was a part of that. That's another mismanaging assets who's damn near about to go win Defensive Player of the Year. First player in NBA history that averaged 3 steals in a year. First player ever. And the second he walked out those doors, he elevated. And I was all for trading for DeJounte because you needed a point guard. Dyson Daniels is not a point guard. Dyson Daniels is an off-ball. He's basically an Australian Herb Jones for the Atlanta Hawks. And that's what they needed. They needed somebody to take the pressure off Trae Young that's going to sit there and guard and play defense. And he's done that. Really should be most improved. I just try to ignore Dyson as best as I can because it's just a slap in the face, right? Because it's not I don't like DeJounte, but just how the season went for DeJounte. He breaks his hand and he tears his Achilles. Like, the worst of luck happens to the best of people. I swear. But from Dyson Daniels to Najee Marshall, I hate to say it, but even Jackson Hayes having a little career reinsurgence, granted, because of Luka. But, you're just seeing the guys, Nickeil Alexander-Walker's playing good ball for the Timberwolves. So just seeing the guys that were contributors on this team that you kind of felt like they didn't belong or they didn't have a place, like you wanted Najee to walk. Those guys have elevated. They found the roles. The Mavericks about to be in the play-in. They about to go play in the play-in game. So Najee Marshall's getting a little bit of postseason action. Dyson. Ooh, I hope y'all didn't hear my stomach right there. But Dyson's about to go play for the Hawks in the play-in. Like, you're seeing these guys just take that next step. But why the main point that I have, we're going to wrap this season up, is why it can't happen here. What is the issue? Where is the disconnect? People always want to look at, well, look, man, they got Trae and Herb in the same draft, Griffin. But what about everything else? I'm just talking draft, but you're talking about the trades from getting Eric Bledsoe, Steven Adams. So I feel like Steven Adams probably could have had a longer leash, but, the whole, well, we got to find a big to go with Zion. And you do Jonas Valanciunas, who's also playing with the Sacramento Kings. I'm about to say Jonas had a decent year too, but it's like, where is the disconnect that this can't happen here? The Pelicans never win a trade. You always see these teams, oh, we fleeced them in this. It's like, oh, you're doing business with the Pelicans? Oh, yeah, we just going to just rob them blind. We're going to rob them blind. I mean, Toronto, the way Toronto Raptors fans celebrate when they got Brandon Ingram, you would have thought prime Kawhi Leonard was going to the Six. And it was like, oh, all we did was give up Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk. You traded out for Brandon Ingram, Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk, and you got a first-round pick for the Pacers next year. Top 4 protected. So you better, to God, hope the Pacers don't, like, Halliburton has an injury or a couple guys go down and they just tank it out. Because, oh, Lord, that would be a disaster scenario. It would be. That would be code red. It's top 4 protected. And it's just like the mismanagement of assets ultimately tanked this team. You tank yourself because you don't have the depth you had no more. That was the real issue with the team. Last year, you was able to stay afloat. Like, years past, you were able to stay afloat when the injuries hit because you had guys all ready to go. You had your Najee Marshall, you had, Larry Nance Jr., you had Dyson Daniels off the bench. You had these guys that was ready to go off the bench, and they're gone now. And so when the injuries come, well, you got Trey Murphy off the bench too. So when the injuries come, you got nobody. You got Lester Quinones, Alfred Payton. Like, you got guys you're grabbing off the street. I hate to say that, but they are. But with that being said, I don't really feel there's an immediate fix with that other than, like I said, cutting out the infection. Starting from the ground up. Because next year you have to hit it. And it's crazy because the expectations I put on this team in the beginning of the season, I'm like, you have to make the playoffs. not the play-in. I was happy with the 6 seed. You just need to be a top 6 seed. I don't care where you fit in, get in where you fit in, but you need to be a top 6 seed for this to be a successful season, that you're actually making steps in the right direction. And instead, they follow that up with a 49-win season that people still talk about. And that's the problem, what I feel like with the fan base. They're so used to mediocrity that they're fine with that. People were literally, we got 49 wins. Willie did a good 49 wins. That is the pinnacle. 49 wins. Seriously. You will see people be like, they had 49 wins last year. There was on a... This year in the Western Conference, you had 5 teams with over 50 wins. JJ Redick just got 50 wins as the first-year head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. And 49 wins is where a lot of this fan base were hanging their hats. And there's also a lot of this fan base that's on my side. Well, I'm saying it like it's me versus the Pelicans, but that's on my side. Like, bro, that's not good enough. We're not good enough. Okay? Like, cool, we got 49 wins, you get bounced. Like, you got to keep getting better. It's kind of like Stockholm Syndrome a little bit. Like, they're in love with their abusers. They're in love with their abuser. We're getting abused as a fan base. We're getting abused. Our money, our time. Making us. I'm not going to talk about the bunny ears thing with the golf media or whatever, because, you know, that helped a lot of people. So I'm not going to sit there and talk about that. But specifically, your time and your money. You can make your money back, but you can't get your time back. You right now watching this video, I appreciate you for watching this video, and I appreciate you for watching all these damn videos through a turmoil season. I appreciate every single one of you. But guess what? This time you're spending watching this video, you can never get back. So that's why I appreciate you guys for actually, you know, commenting and really watching it, because I try in this misery, just try and find some type of light in there. You know, try and find some type of comedy in the situation. Something. Time and money is what you can't get back, and that's what this franchise has been holding us hostage. They've been holding that from us, sitting there dangling above your little head like, 49 wins. It could be better. It could be worse. Here's Zion 360 dunk. Ooh, you want it, little boy? It's like you're a kid and they just have some little candy. You just want them to be good. You just want them to be good. But you can't want them to be good if they don't even want themselves to be good. Can't do it. You can lead a horse to water. That don't mean the horse gonna drink it, baby. You know this. Y'all know this. But that's the problem. Your time and your money. Certain things you can't get back, but they don't care. The fact that I jumped on the porch and I was like, hey, they have to be a top 6 seed. Like, that's why I feel like a successful season. Zion being healthy, you know, building on that. But instead, this year, you don't even come close to 50 wins. You don't even come close to a top 6 seed. Matter of fact, you're more closer to getting the number 6 pick in the draft than the number 6 seed. All right, you went 21-61. Unbelievable. 21-61. Unbelievable. 60 plus losses. 60 plus loss season. Unbelievable. Then you wasn't healthy at that. You gonna talk about Zion. You can talk about Zion, Trey hurt. Everybody and their mama got hurt this year. Another year like that. Now, where do you go from here? Y'all let me know in the comments. Where do you go from here as a franchise? Where do you go from here as a fan? Let's just say you're an executive. Where do you go from here with your relationship with the Pelicans moving forward? I'm not sitting there saying stop watching it and we gotta boycott them. I'm not sitting there saying do all that. But realistically, where do you go from here? You're sitting there wishing on a star that you get lucky to get a top 3 pick. You're wishing. That's where you at. That's where we at right now. We're wishing. I'm making a video right now about a 60-loss season instead about gearing up for the playoff run. Like, oh man, Zion's finally going to play in the playoffs. Zion didn't play a playoff game yet, but this is where we at. But before we get out of here, we got to talk about this right now. 60-loss season, 21-61. Where does the blame lie? All right, there's certain people you can blame it on. Players, medical staff, coaching staff, front office, ownership, whatever. Wherever you want to, where do you guys think the blame is? All right, because 60 losses is 60 losses. Like, you can't chop up 60 losses. Like, that's not a fluke. You don't just fluke your way into 60 losses. You earn 60 losses. You don't just like, oh, you know, we actually. No, you earn that. You know, you got blown out multiple times this year. Like, that is an earned 60 losses. The Pelicans did not. No, you look at their record, they earned that record this year. They earned that. But where do you go from here? Who head has to roll for a 60-loss season? Is it David Griffin? Because it sounds like he's the most secure guy on the planet. Is it Willie Green? You know, I was hard on Willie, but it ain't all his fault. I can only coach what you give me. This is the roster you gave me. So it's like a cat and mouse game a little bit. It's like, well, This is the players I give you. This is the team. You're the coach. You're responsible. At the same time, well, these are the players you gave me, and I can't even coach them. They hurting. They brittle. They all this. They do all this. I look up. I'm starting Jordan Kitchens at point guard. You know, Willie Green can also say that. I mean, and then look, and then you got Gail Benson. And I promise you, if Keon Brooks Jr. cross paths with Gail Benson outside of the facility in regular street clothes, she wouldn't even guess that he's on the Pelicans. That's where you're at. That's where you're at with ownership, the front office, coaching, everything. I mean, even the guys selling hot dogs at the game. All of them. Why we don't got cup holders in the blender still? All right, you know, it's just little things like that. That's beside the point. But I promise you, it's just so much dysfunction from here, that is just, you're confused. As a human body, your brain has to be working. When your brain's working, your arms working, your legs working, your feet working. But if there's one thing that's messed up, all goes to you know what. It all just stops. It all just stops. So if the top ain't working, the bottom ain't gonna work. That's why I feel like the 60 losses lie. If the top ain't working, if your brain ain't working, top of the body, you cut the head of the snake, that's how you stop it. So if the top ain't working, the bottom for sure ain't working. Because there's no way that I feel comfortable enough knowing that my owner can't name, out of those names I named earlier in the video about the guys that played in the Pelicans last night, from Lester Quinones, from Keon Brooks, Antonio Reeves, Kyler Kelly. You tell me out of those guys that are not in uniform, they walking on the street and Gail Benson cross paths with them, she would recognize them. She would probably just keep head down, keep walking, probably have a little security guard. Hey, back up. I'm like, Miss Benson, you don't know me? Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to think of something, man. Like, what are we doing, man? 60 losses, man. Let me just end this video, guys. I'm getting frustrated. All right, let's say if Willie Green and David Griffin do get fired, trust me, I will have that video, guys. I will have that video ready to go. Might be in the same outfit. So don't think I'm not showering nothing, brother. It just happened at the same damn time. So y'all let me know down in the comments, where do you go from here? Will Gail Benson ever recognize one of the players walking on the street outside of, you know, Zion, CJ? I'm talking like the ragtag guys they've been using for the last 10 games. One of those guys cross paths with Gail Benson. Will she even be like, hey, Lester Quinones? I doubt it. I don't think she'd be like, hey, Lester Quinones? Hey, Antonio Reeves? Hey, Kyler Kelly? Hey, Kyler Kelly? Laugh through the pain, huh? Laugh through the pain. So y'all let me know down in the comments. Y'all say whatever. Give your gripes. Who's to blame? Whatever you want to know. Let's have a conversation. Let's start a little discourse. Where do you feel like the blame lies? Between the players, the head coaching staff, front office, or the head of the snake? So y'all let me know. I've been your boy Jordan Kitchens. Signing out, man. Peace.